Well, first and foremost, the weather. Obviously, that's been a big topic of discussion with the hurricane. Now they're claiming it may come into the Chesapeake Bay area and we could see something severe. Do you concern yourself with that at all?
Well, obviously, for the safety, if I know the people involved will do what's right to make sure that people are safe. But if we got to play, we'll be prepared. Obviously, we know it's going to be bad weather. But I know, like I said, the people involved that make this decision are first and foremost going to take into account people's safety. And if they deem that, it's safe to play and it's raining in town, we'll be ready to play.
Do you, if it gets closer, like Friday or Saturday, and it looks like it is going to be very severe, high winds, heavy rains, do you alter your game plan? Like if you had planned to throw a bomb to Jameer Tillman, maybe you don't try that in 40-mile-an-hour winds? Or
we won't throw as much. We throw the ball least. We got the least amount of attempts of any team in the country, so.
Right.
We are who we are. And so is Air Force.
Right.
They're a running team too,
So really, of all teams in the entire country, the two teams that bad weather could affect the least would probably be Navy and Air Force.
We hope so. We hope so. But, supposedly the weather is going to be coming here soon, and hopefully we'll get some bad weather for us, in the next couple of days so we can get ready for it, if it does happen on Saturday.
Air Force, they used to run the double slots very similar to what you all do under Fisher. They've gone away from that. Troy, they don't even employ double slots anymore. They have a slot, and then they do. Why do you think he's decided to do different things?
They say that, but they still employ a lot of double slot. You watch Michigan State, they're in double slot a lot. But they still, what they do, they run a lot of zone stuff, a lot of power. But they still have a lot of option stuff involved too. So I think what they don't want to be labeled as an option team. We're okay with it.
Right.
And they want to be deemed as a throwing team, and
or multiple spread,
But I saw their attempts, how much they're throwing the ball. So, it is what it is. They're a good football program. I guess they don't want to be deemed as an option team, which they're not, because they run power and zone, the different, formations, and they do a lot of good things. They actually do a lot of good things, but they still do run a lot of options.
Well, you have mentioned that one of the key things that they do, Troy Calhoun is trying to do, is use lots of different formations to try to maybe disguise what ultimately comes down to an option play. Is that something that, you got to really train your defenders to understand that, they may be lined up this way, but in the end, it's probably going to end up being a play that you're familiar with.
That's always been Air Force, even from Fisher, just multiple formations. And Troy and Coach Calhoun and, Coach Thiessen, they do a really good job. A lot of different formation, get a lot of eye candy and look at different things. They try to get you do stuff to get your keys crossed up in your eyes, and they do a good job with it. They do a good job of playing both.
Right.
You think into option mode and they hit you in the mouth. Then you hunker down, get ready for power stuff, and then get on the perimeter.
Right.
So they've been what they've done for a long time. What they haven't done with Fisher, they didn't run the power and stuff that they do now. But before, their thought process, they hit you in the middle with belly and stuff like that, and then try to get on perimeter. But they still run a lot of belly. Bellies is still a big part of what they do. They still got option components, but they got a lot to what they do. And like I said, they do a good job.
On the other side of the ball, it's occurred to me that over the years, the matchup between the center and the nose guard in this game proved crucial. In some years that Air Force has had a really good nose guard, they've caused you problems and taken away the fullback. There's been other years where you controlled the nose guard, got the fullback established. Do you feel that is a key matchup in this game?
In both, anytime you're an odd front, it always comes to play. But, that was when we were a true triple, read it. But we do a lot of zone stuff too now. Where we can take the nose out of play and get the ball on the edge too. So before, when we were a true veer midline team, the nose could cause you have, and he still can, but there are things that you can do now to negate that. Get the ball on the edge.
In this game, is the center and the nose guard usually one-on-one, or do you sometimes use someone to help the center?
You can't tell them more. I'm sure they know.
But more than oftentimes it's a
I'll just say we have multiple schemes.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Coach. Hey, Coach.
How you doing?
Well, just talking a little bit about the Air Force option. It's a little bit different than the Navy option. Can you kind of tell us how?
They mix in some conventional type plays. You know, they don't run a lot of just triple option, that kind of stuff, but they run double options, lead options, speed options. You know, they try to get the ball outside. A lot of it, in theory, is the same. They do have a mixture of conventional plays. Mm-hmm. So you're kind of going back and forth between what we've seen the last 3 weeks and option. You know, you've got to have both mentalities.
One of the things that Coach had mentioned is that a lot of formations to try to disguise what's really coming. I know that over the years they've always used that receiver coming in motion, and sometimes he can become part of an option play. I know they're creative that way. Can you talk about how that?
A ton of different formations. You know, usually they stay to the ones that they come in the game with, but you know which ones to prepare for. You know, you don't really know. I mean, they've had a million formations, so you kind of try to hit them all. We try to categorize the formations like this is really this and this and this. That, you know, because a lot of them are parts of all the others. So
right.
You know, but they do a great job of getting in formations, running the same plays, but from different places.
Well, and obviously, coaches mentioned that making sure your eyes are in the right place, because they have caught you all sometimes with doing some odd ball formations and some odd motion or movement, and guys got caught looking the wrong way, and they hit you for a big play.
Yeah, your eyes are everything in this game. I mean, that's the number one key. If you're not using your eyes correctly, you're going to have problems. That's everything we've talked about, everything we've done it's about your eyes. I mean, this game is about our eyes. If something bad happens, it's probably somebody wasn't looking in the right place.
And the personnel, I mean, I think we're very familiar with some of these guys. Robinette, the big, tall receiver's been around. Garrett Brown, the very quick and elusive receiver's been around. Jacoby Owens, I believe his name is.
Jacoby, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, these are guys you're familiar with.
Yeah, they've same group that came out here a couple years ago. Basically, now they're just seniors. They're older and more experienced and been in the offense. So they have a really good team, really good offense, really good team.
Right. And the fullback, does he look like he can do the job?
Yep. Both their fullbacks are good. Big kids. They're kind of like matches to our guys. You know, they're big, physical. They run hard. So we've got our work cut out for us.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Tim.